Okay, Dory. We were just at your previous address, 1417 Piney Ranch Road. Sorry.
Yes.
And, okay, I'm not in this, but you hear my voice. I'm just letting you know that I've always felt a very, very, very strange vibe from this house.
Everybody has.
But never could figure it out. And always have thought, okay, yeah, whatever, just let it go, but pass it on. Well, today, what experience did we have while we were sitting there?
Well, we got scared enough that we actually fled the house as quickly as possible.
Oh, sorry. And when I say fled, fled.
Yeah, really fled. First, I just want to say that I really don't share stuff like this a lot because I don't like people thinking I'm crazy. Like, I wouldn't even tell
Me either.
Rob. Rob would just laugh at me, or, other people who don't take it. I just don't even talk about it really because the truth is, like, to me, any possibility could exist. If I throw out a theory, it doesn't mean I necessarily believe it 100%. It just means that I believe it could happen. We all live here. None of us really know how we got here or where we're
Right.
going or the answers to anything, which tells me that anything is possible. But even though I've had experiences since I was little with, weird or scary stuff that seems ghostly, I always know that in the end there's that chance that it's just coincidence or it's just house noises or something else. So anyway, something about this house, and I haven't looked it up yet, and I've been meaning to for a long time. I don't know why I
You
haven't.
never did?
Not really.
You look everything up
I
during.
know, isn't that really weird?
I remember us looking up Rob's address and shit.
If I look up anything, I haven't looked up anything actually. I don't know why I haven't.
Wow.
I know there's a lady that lives there that died of cancer, but I don't know if she died in the house or anything.
But why would she haunt it? Like,
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know if
find
it's
out now.
haunt, but
I know. So anyway, like just weird stuff has always happened at that house. First of all, the house just kind of beckoned me. I was driving around with Alex and Michael one day, and we were looking for houses. All I knew is that I wanted a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Valrico because it was the place to raise your kids or whatever. And we had already lived there for about a year with Freddie.
mhm.
So I got out the Sky Bar. My child had some comfort food
I love her.
after this horrible experience. Anyway, so I called Karen. She's a family friend and a realtor, and I was like, I'm looking at all these houses, and she said, well, I happen to have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Valrico. Here's the address. Go look at it. So we looked at it, and as soon as we walked in, the three of us looked at each other, and we were like, this is it. This is our house. And we laid on our back and looked up at the ceiling, and it was just it. It was just like, it just totally beckoned us. And it reminded me of a northern home because it's got all the wood. So, anyway.
I love you.
The weird stuff that's happened is like, I don't know, Stevie, whenever he would come over, he's 2, 3, 4. When you're holding him, he always looks past you toward the front door. So when you said today the front door has always kind of scared you, I've never felt anything by the front door, but I've always been weirded out by it because of Stevie's reaction to the front door. Only place I've ever thought that I saw anything in my peripherals is over by Alex's door, but that didn't start happening until I lost my dad, and I thought maybe if anything really was there, then maybe it was him. But there's kind of like a malevolent, what do you call it, force in the house, and he wouldn't be that, so can't be my dad. So we have the front door, we have Alex's door, and mostly the
main
first thing that we noticed though was the backyard. Remember?
Yep.
In the backyard, there's a screen and porch, so we can sit out on the screen and porch, but there are no lights out there, so you can't see anything in the backyard, which means that anybody could be sitting there watching you, listening to you, and you never know.
Let's videotape it. Next time we're there, we're
I'm never
videotaping.
going there again.
You have to, honey. Or well, then drop me off.
With a bunch of people, maybe. But,
Drop me off.
But the house sits on a field. Like there's a huge field behind it that's just unused and.
But yours goes up like a hill, and it's like not to interrupt, but everybody else's neighborhood backyard has grass. Doreen seems to be fucking dead.
Don't say the F word.
Sorry, excuse me.
I know, it is. It's like my whole backyard.
And it goes downhill with roots and all, okay? And it's, go ahead, finish.
No, I want it, because I can't really
But it goes downhill, and it goes into this field, and the field is so empty, and so, nothing is in it. Nothing. Nobody.
Place for a party if.
Nobody cuts the grass in this field, okay? So that tells you something there.
I know, who even owns the field?
Exactly. So anyways, go ahead.
So anyway, that's where we used to feel stuff, was when we would sit on the back porch, and it was a really weird feel. Like, I remember telling a bunch of people, and one night we were sitting out there, and Casper was there with his brother Edward, and he was a really big guy, and we were sitting out there on the porch, and when I hear stuff out there now, and people are with me, I don't even call attention to it. I'm like, I'm not even going to go there.
Yep.
So we were sitting there, and he was in the middle of talking, and he goes, oh my God, somebody's back here. And I was like, and I jumped up immediately. I went in the house. He described it better than anybody ever could, which is like, it sounds like somebody is running up to the screen, but then right when they should be going through, nothing happens. You still keep hearing that
Yep.
person. So it's a very freaky feeling. And Tawny said today that she feels like there's a cemetery or something.
But we heard it before. Me and you heard
it
footsteps while we were out there. And I always said, you know, don't let me be out here by myself. Don't let me be.
No, I won't be out there by myself either.
I know. You
Ever.
always had us come out with a computer and...
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
And so, you know, like, I'm supposed to go back there every day and do a little bit of stuff, and I'm not lazy. I really want to go get into all my stuff and get everything packed and clean, but I cannot go there by myself.
We happened to take a cigarette break.
Yeah, so I took Tawny today because I couldn't go by myself, some chicken, and we took a cigarette break outside on the back porch.
Daylight.
And complete daylight, and we were talking about something pretty intense, and then she asked me, or I asked her a question, I don't know. It was kind of like an intense conversation when all of a sudden I could see it happening. I saw the broom coming down, you know. It was in a complete still position, had been the whole time. There's no wind, there's no movement, nothing. And I saw it coming down, but she only heard it when it came down, because by that point I just felt like kind of in a weird trance.
It was
This weird trance.
it was sitting there the whole time. The whole time.
So you jumped
I don't
aside.
care. Yeah. And for a broom
I know.
to fall, and it fell and just didn't completely fall. It fell enough to where,
To make us notice.
and that right there, I'm sorry, there was no wind, no nothing. Complete calm, everything. And all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah. But even though we were both really pretty nervous at that point, I was like, I just want to go into my room and finish getting that part done. And I went into my room, but then I just like, I don't know, it was just this like heavy, sickly, like, I don't know, this feeling that just came over me, and
I was going behind her. We were going to go do this job, get her room done, get it out of the way. And by the time I walked in her bedroom door, sat my purse down on her bed, she pulled the dresser out from the wall. And it went from there. Let's go. Now,
let's go out of here.
get out of here. And I was like, what? And she ran. I'm not kidding you. Literally ran out the front door. Left me grabbing everything. I had to shut the windows and everything. But tell them why.
I don't know what to do.
No, I won.
I pictured every, like, possession movie I ever saw in my life at that point, because there's this weird kind of feeling, and you can't really describe it, and you know, maybe it's just me conjuring stuff up because I have such an active imagination, who knows, except that, you know, you were there too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what it was that freaked me out at the last second was, there was a time a couple of weeks ago where I felt that feeling, that horrible, sickly feeling, and Channel 123 was on, and somebody was, like, killing somebody in their family, and I thought that's, like, the most horrible thing you could ever do. Like, if I ever felt, even got a thought like that, my first reaction would be instead to grab a knife and just, like, plunge it into my own stomach. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before I ever heard anybody ever that I loved. And so that's a thought that came to my mind. I was going into the room, and I thought, well, at least there's no weapons handy, and then, you know, I won't be able to grab it and plunge anything into my stomach. And then when I pulled out the dresser, there's the biggest butcher knife that I own laying right there on the floor, and I just got really, I don't know, just got really creeped out, and so that's why I ran.
What's it mean when it's flashing red, a red dot at the bottom with 38, 37, 36?
I don't know, but...
Does that mean the time? It's going to run out? Pause it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you?